So the first one is abundance, because one of the strongest gearings in the brain is loss avoidance. So to survive when we lived in the cave, we had to stay safe rather than take risk. Now, for most of us who are lucky enough, to live in the modern world and have basic safety around us, it's healthier for us to be willing to take risk. So you actually have to override that ancient wiring of the brain, which says, no, don't go and fly to London and try to have meetings with lots of different people who may not want to meet you. It's about believing that there are enough resources out there for everyone. And that by, perhaps entering a new career pool or a new community of people, that it doesn't mean that you're likely to fail. If you've managed to be in an abundant state, because what that does in the brain is it moves the brain away from the fear and shame kind of states, which correlate with the stress hormone cortisol, to the love and trust and joy and excitement states, which correlate with the bonding hormone oxytocin. Now, when your brain is in that state, it's much more likely to take a healthy risk. It's much more likely to ask someone for a favor. We were talking about, asking each other for favors before. You wouldn't do that if you thought, well, don't ask Jay because he'll just shut you down. Then you would never ask anyone. But if you start a conversation and someone looks like they want to be generous and help you, then, you go into that oxytocin mode. But you need to be pushing yourself into that mode as much of the time as you can. So the second one is manifestation, which is believing that with your abundant resources, you can do things in the real world that mean that whether it's that feeling of I do what I love or it's an actual house, that you have it in your capability to make that happen. Because of course, if you believe it will never happen for me, one of these common statements, that's likely to become true. That's manifestation too. It's just negative manifestation. And it's important to say that both manifestation and the process of neuroplasticity, which I will describe in detail, which is how your brain changes to allow you to grow and grasp new opportunities, they both have a good side and a bad side. And the classic example of a bad side of neuroplasticity is obsessing over an ex after a breakup. Because what you're saying to your brain is, this is what people do. You trust them and then they leave you. And you just remind yourself of all the times that you should have seen the signs and then, all the times that it went wrong. That's also inducing neuroplasticity and potentially manifestation in your brain, because if you don't make a change after that, your relationship pattern will stay the same and you'll reinforce it further with more breakups and more, sort of choices of partners that aren't ideal for you.